And we did yesterday the first seek over here. So we'll go to base. He says, base, Osir of Teach Dallas Eichalain Keneged Ner Dailek Kishu Korev Lahem. He said, if you're coming at the house and by opening the door, a wind will come in and there's a candle in the house, so you're not allowed to open the door, which may cause the candle to either to extinguish. He says, Shema Yichabe Aideza, maybe it will extinguish by doing this. So this is the old, let's listen to another line. Avamuta Lizga Dallas Vachalain. But you gotta close the door. In other words, he's talking over here, by closing the door, the candle's going to burn longer. If the door was open and the candle's going to burn longer, so that you're allowed to, because that's definitely, it's not going to happen now. What we learned yesterday, Benegaya to the learning by a candle, Shema Yata, when you're going to, as soon as you're going to turn it, it's going to burn more, burn brighter. Over here, it's not going to happen now. It is just that less oil will be used up and it will last longer. So that's not a problem. So this becomes the old shaila. If you walk into a house and in your house there's a thermostat, you have heat in the house, there's a thermostat, so aren't you bringing in cold air? The same shaila. And also,
some people, they open it when the steam doesn't go. They open the door and the steam should go.
Yeah,
some people, when it's cold, when the steam doesn't work.
That he's talking about when you're doing it, he's not paying attention. He's talking about people mamas do it like that on purpose.
So, if you look over here carefully, he answers, he provides this question because he says over here, also, Lubsteo Dallas Archalain Neged Ner Doilek Kishu Korev Lahem. In other words, you're opening the door
right next to the candle.
Right next to the candle. When you walk into the house and there's a thermostat in the house,
not next to the
what's going to happen is the thermostat will start working. And when the thermostat stops working, the thermostat will get the boiler to work. Will send a message, that your thermostat sends a message to the boiler. So this is mamish a gram shebegram. It's a double grama. In fact, today there's a lot of electrical things that they made what they call a Shabbos mode on it. Why did they make a Shabbos mode? Well, Marshall, let's say an oven. In my house and your parents' houses, they always had a very simple oven. I mean, as good as it was a simple oven. How did the oven work? It had a pilot, and the pilot, when you turned on the gas or the burner, so it drew light from the pilot. Marshall, if you open the gas and you didn't close it, so it'll keep burning. Once it got that draw from the pilot, so once it's in there, it'll keep burning. Today, they're interested in safety, so they were concerned that it could be dangerous. You could turn it off. You know, it's dangerous to leave a fire burning. Something may catch up. So they have many ovens today turned off automatically. If a certain amount of hours, they turn off automatically. If you run on a problem, what do you do? How can you make a chonk on Shabbos? If you put it on Shabbos, Shabbos is 4 o'clock. You put it on the chonk, It goes for
12
8
hours.
hours, and then in the middle of the night it turns off. You'll have cold sholem. So they made what they call a Shabbos mode. The Shabbos mode is that it's not going to turn off, or that if it turns off after 12, it's going to go back on again. So it's all built. I don't know how they do it. I'm not familiar with the technical part, but it's all built on the idea that it's just a groma, or it's a groma sheva groma. They make it in such a way. I don't know what they do.
The idea basically is that you opening and closing it is not affecting it. It's going on a timer. I mean, let's say every 20 minutes, every half hour, it's going to check the temperature and it's going to do it. So what you're doing now is not affecting it.
Okay, so but it's all based on groma. That's what all these things are based on. So that is not a shayla. The shayla could be. I saw someone that says that Shabbos, Yom Kippur, you light a lot of candles in the shul. So when you walk over there where the candles are, you should not run quickly because you may be extinguishing the fire. But I think it's not really a problem because those candles are all in the glass.
You're protected anyway.
So it's protected. It can't go on more or less. Yeah, if you go over there and you go with your hand over it, then it'll cause it to go out. But the latchila, I don't think that's a shayla. No, I saw. People always ask the shayla, what happens with the refrigerator if the refrigerator has a bulb in it? I mean, every refrigerator has a bulb in it, but the advisable thing to do is to tape up there's a switch that when you open up the door, so the switch gets released, so it puts on the light. When you close the door, the switch is turned off. A better thing is to turn off the light and not have the light working during, not Shabbos, not during the week. There's no problem. Usually, if you come to the kitchen and it's pitch dark in the kitchen, so you want to take out something from the refrigerator, so you need a light in the refrigerator. But if it's during the day and there's light in the refrigerator, or even if you come in at night, somebody woke up at night and wants to eat, and he's going to go down, so he'll put on the light in the kitchen. So you don't need the light. I mean, I'm not going to get into that. I mean, but that would be the best thing. But what happens if someone didn't turn off the light and open the refrigerator? So I noticed there's a sefer called Shana Mametzonim Balacha. That's Rabbi Brown's grandfather. So he writes over there that you gotta have a guy turn it off. Somebody came to ask me just recently. Someone asked me that. He did it. What should he do? So I told him the simplest thing is just close the door part way and put a chair to hold the door. The Mel's not going to put out the light.
And you won't lose the cold.
But he said that you got to call a guy, and he says that what happens. Let's say you're in somebody's house. Okay, in your house, you would know if you left the light on or not. Or what happens if you don't remember if you turned off the light? Question: are you allowed to open the refrigerator? You know it's Shabbos. You know that there's a light in there, but you don't remember if you turned it off or not. So, we have a din by Shabbos that's called psikreisha b'layamos. In other words, you can't shecht a chicken and it's not going to die. So that's in the Gemara. There's a shayla, sheichet b'shamayim mechayev. If it's because of netilas neshama, or is it because of tzeveya, because the blood colors the skin? So we have many things we say. A thing that you're not allowed to do is psik reisha b'layamos. I mean, you can't. It's definitely going to die. So if someone says, "Well, I'm going to shech the chicken," it's not going to die. If there's a suffix, when you shech the chicken, does it die? So it's no suffix. So, if you open the door, the light is going to go on. There's no question about it. not unless the light is not there or it's broken. So he says, he brings up a Mok and Halachim that a suffix psik reisha is mutter.
But on Yontif, not on Shabbos.
He says on Shabbos. He's talking
Really?
about it's on קיצור Shabbat.
Wow.
That's what he says. The suffix psik reisha is also mutter.
Suffix psik on Yontif is not a problem.
Why is that a problem?
Because Yontif, that's
So
why.
what is Yontif is not enough Gemina. The only enough Gemina to Yontif and Shabbos if it's Tzarech Echel Nefesh.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. When it's up
That's Tzarech Echel Nefesh. So you got to do the Melacha.
No, but if it's Tzarech Echel, you can't make a fire. But let's say.
That's because of Neurod. That's a different thing. There's a Yontif is a din of Neurod.
Let's say you have a hot water thing, right? You want to add water now to it to make more water. So if you put in.
So not because that's bishul. You
No,
got
on Yontif.
You got to cook on Yontif.
Yeah, but it may turn on the control if you bring the temperature down. So if it's guaranteed that you're going to turn the temperature on, then there's a problem. But if it's possible.
But when you put it in, the temperature was working. The thing was working.
No, it depends. Sometimes it's off.
It was hot water,
Yeah.
so it could add. Some make a shayla. I don't think it's a shayla, but some make a shayla that on certain samovars there's like a little pipe in the front.
Yeah, it's a big shayla.
With the that tells you the
amount of water.
the height of the water.
Yeah, so if it's independent from the unit, that water is cold, and when you turn it on, it cooks the water as it comes through.
So that's someone to make a shower with that.
But they figured a way how to do that. They put a little piece of tape on the top, so it doesn't have no air, so that water doesn't leave.
All right. So he says over here that, let's see again. Just start again. Actually, we just learned this thing. Okay. Also, if there are devils, the chalain nega deilik, yishu karav lehem, shem yichabe ayidei zeh, avamut lizga delis v'chalain, upesach hatana sheyesh be'esh, also bang of tayr, bang lizgar. Ki ayidei zeh, hu mechabe, hu mavra mechabe. The same thing, he's talking about the oven. The oven has a fire in it, and the fire was made like they used to make, different than today. I mean, they used to put in coal in the fire, and they would light the coal. So maybe by opening the thing or closing it, you will affect the fire directly. So that's why.
Now you affect it also, but now it's all grammar because that's the thermostat tells the thing, and then like that.
Okay, now he's coming to the Indian of Bishul. He says, also, Laris, you're not allowed to pour. Reitiv is soup, Reiseh, hot soup, Achatichas lechem, oy matzah. So how should you do it? Everyone likes to dip the bread into the soup. I once told the story already that there was a place where, in the shuls of Molga Zeiten, the Ochim would come and they would stay in the shul. But at night after davening, there was other minhagim where Baal Batim would invite the Eirach. So this Baal Bas invited an Eirach, and the Eirach never went on a man that he hardly ate a whole week. And it comes by this Baal Bos over here is a beautiful set table, and everyone got a big challah, and a big challah like a kitke, that they put on. They used to call it a kitke. I don't know why, but they called it a kitke.
Now they call it
by a bris, they have it. By a chasna, they used to have it.
Those big ones.
Today the problem by a chasna, people don't even wash it. After the chasna, you have to look for a minyan for shower bracha. It's a different problem. We wouldn't get into that. And there's a whole shayla. People go looking for a minyan, and someone volunteers and says, "Okay, I'll go wash." The shayla is if he could really be counted part of the minyan.
Continue with everybody else.
It was after the meal. I mean, these are problems that we'll leave for another time. But this Ottoman, they served a plate of soup, so he's sitting there, and from the big challah, he's ripping out the inside. He's ripping out pieces, and he's dipping it into the soup, and he's in seventh heaven, as they say, The Baal Bosh, looked strange to him. So he says, I always had a question. why did the Eibush have to make a Nesla Magona, another for exist for no reason? He said the Yidden have to cross the Yam. Pasha Tazach, give every Yid a challah, and they'll dip it into the Yam, and then Ois Yam. So the Yid says to his Balbus, he soll sein gesund, ich vergesse, dass ich mein Pesach. So it's a popular Yiddish minhag to dip into the soup. So he's saying over here, what should you do? Eliyara tchila es haroite v'techa kaira. No, he says you should put the soup into the plate. The mele will be a klisheni, okay? V'yiskara ketzas, and it will cool off a little bit. Ad sheyeh roi l'achila, till it will be roi l'achila. In other words, as long as it's not roi l'achila, it's still burning. Okay, all right, good. And after that, yitain shoma es alechem oyamatzis. Avo kozman sharoite purei seyach afiluhu bekaira asa litain l'teichei lechem oyamatzis. Even in a klisheni. Okay. So the Maaseh say,
we go by that?
That's we'll soon talk about that, if we go by that or not. L'chayra, there's a din of ein bishul acha bishul. You can't cook the thing 2 times. If it's cooked, it's cooked. If it's not, either it's cooked or it's not cooked.
No, but this is a fear.
Oh, good. Oh, but that's the din ein bishul acha bishul. But there is a shayla if there is a din of bishul acha afiyah or bishul acha tzli. That's a shayla. So it seems like that he's going with the approach over here that the challah, he said, what was he said? The lechem. The lechem was baked. How do you make bread? It's baked. So how do you make the lechem, putting it into the hot soup? That's a shayla from bishul afiyah. So the Maaseh is, the Alter Rebbe in Shulchan Aruch talks about it. In Shin Yud Ches, the Rebbe says, Yesh mi sha'ima, there is an opinion, he says, Sha'afa pi sha'im bishul acha bishul, b'davar yavish, mikol makom yesh bishul acha afiyah, oitzri. So even though that the bread is a double yavish, but it's something that it was never cooked before, it was baked before. So there is a din. And then he says, Sha'afu ha'atzolu im nosle afilu ba'oidei reiseya b'teich kli rishain sha'yatz ha'gredes b'y chayiv. U'fi zeh gam b'kli sheni yesh lahachmer midiver sofrim midrabonim.
Chayiv, what do you say? Chayiv is...
If he puts it into a klivisha.
K'moshe Zbagamar b'lochein tzorach lizoher shlelit and pas afuya baked bread afilu b'kaida shu kli sheni kol zman sha'yatzel ledas b'y. Then he says v'yesh misha mistapik. There's not everyone agrees with this here. I'm sorry. B'choshes mechiyav chatas gam b'kli sheni. That even a kli sheni, he holds that it may be a shayla of a fear of bishul acha afiyah shayatzel ledas b'y. V'nei sheyesh dvorim rakim shemizbashlim gam b'kli sheni. And b'meila be'ein onu b'kiyim b'hem. We're not booked in this. And about that the bread that you're putting in is soft bread, right? The challah, so soft challah. So maybe it could be mizbashel even in a kli sheni. Then the Alter Rebbe says, at the end, the Alter Rebbe says that there's people that they don't put in, they don't hold that there's a din of bishul acha afiyah. They don't hold for that. And the Alter Rebbe comes to the conclusion that even in a Klidishan, שהדבר אין בישל ודבר יבש, אבל יש מתידם ואפילו צרייה, ואפילו צייננם, ליטן אפילו בתור קלידישן לסייח, מפני שאין בישל אחר אפילו צרייה.
And is that the conclusion?
No, listen, that's what I want to say.
No, the Rebbe's never concluded.
There's another two lines over it. He says, V'nogu izoreg l'atchilik is for the Rishona, not to do it. Ella, shaloi litain pas afilu b'klisheni, kozman sheyatzer edesbay, ava b'di'eved yesh lahata afilu b'klidishan kisfara hachrayna. So, and the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch goes with the approach of the Sfara Rishona. He's saying that in the Klisheni.
That's where you can take the mudlock, which is fried.
Now that the people read all the shout about the mandlin, or these things, those little yellow things that happen to make your soul.
Yeah,
I forgot what you call it, but mandlin. The mountain usually was different. Was a little round balls.
Yeah, okay. How did they make it
different?
Like they called it kuta. No, he's talking about the older. They used to be like ekichelach. They were like kichelach.
Right. That was soft. It was very soft, and that's why people put it in. It becomes soft. People enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So either you could say that if you want to say that you could say that this is a hard thing. So it's a double yavish, these Eretz Yisraelic ones, or some said that it's not a thing that was baked. It gets cooked the way they make it.
Cooked. I thought
And
they
maybe
fried
so
it.
it's ein bishlach a bishel, the double yavish, ein bishlach a bishel.
I think by us we're careful to make it into a kli shlishi when the soup we make it into a
Okay,
kli
good.
Yeah,
So
but then Shalib, the ladle is a cliche.
that's
The ladle.
that's a shaila yeridaya, and I think the halacha is that the ladle it's put into the chaim of the walls of the keli.
It's the same as the
So it's a
Continuation of the Klidishan.
It's a klidishan, and when you take from soup, let's say, and you take it out, so in the pot in the dish, it's what they call iru klidishan. It's not even a klisheni. Everyone thinks that the pot on the fire is the klidishan and the dish on the table is the klisheni. No, the dish on the table. If you hold that the ladle is a klidishan, the food in the dish is the iru klidishan.
The iru was not kli sheni.
No.
What is the difference?
It's the best kli sheni.
No, but one second. The empty dish is a klisheni, but the soup that's in the dish is a iru klidishan.
No,
If the food is there, you're putting on the food.
Woman.
Once it's in the plate.
One second. You have a pot of soup, okay? You put in a ladle, you fill it up.
What's in the bowl now?
Nothing's in the bowl.
Nothing's in the bowl.
And then you pour it into so that soup is iru klidishan.
What if you take from the pot and you pour from the pot into the plate? What is that plate?
Iru klidishan.
How does it become a
klisheni?
How does it become a klisheni?
Huh?
What is the difference between iru klidishan and klisheni?
If I take from the pot, not with a ladle.
Even a ladle can is an egg.
Ich gieß vom Pot into a zweiten Pot oder into a plate. Das ist der Gießen ist a Irui, aber der Plate is a Klisheni.
Okay, good.
But now
is Klisheni.
is also a Klisheni. That's like the same
But the bowl is a klisheni.
Gießen von dort nach der Essen. Der Plate, der Plate ist doch ein Klisheni.
The reason why I take it off the fire is because when you mix it, shouldn't be mixed on that way. Because that's not it's still a klisheni anyway. Klisheni that's not like Gabesh is still a klisheni.
In other words, one minute. Let me correct. Okay.
To put on the mandlin.
To put on the mandlin or on the bread would be iru klidishan.
So we have that in camp. They have lukshin.
No, what they do in other places is in camps, let's say, where you have community service.
Right. What
they do is they fill up bowls.
Right.
And they bring a bowl to the table.
That's already a klisheni.
That bowl is good.
Yeah, because that's but the problem is that if you have lukshin And if you put the luxon into all the bowls first, and then the guy
But no,
comes and he puts it to each
took the
one.
luxon. You don't put in cold luxon. You took the luxon out from the pot.
No, but sometimes they have luxon and standing in a big pot, and they just put everyone, and then they take the hot soup and they pour it into
That's
the
a
luxon.
problem.
That's a Eruv Kodesh onto the luxon.
right, yeah.
But if the luxon was on the blech also,
Yeah, so then it's
that's,
okay.
that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Or you first put in the thing, and then you put the luxon. Or you put the luxon.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Okay.
For tea,
I have a different problem with that. Sometimes they wash it. Because they do that.
Now the
Wetness inside the thing. And that could be a shake. It has to be dry completely.
why do we do an extra akrish lushi?
I'm going to talk about that. The Alter Rebbe's Siddur, because it's chayzev and nimach. The question is sugar considered a davar yavish or a davar lach? If sugar is considered a davar yavish, so then there's ein bishlach a bishul.
And tea leaves?
And but in the Shulchan Aruch, the Alter Rebbe, I'll show you about salt. It's supposed to be getting late. Partners will come here after the But
That's why we do not only from Krishna.
I'll talk about Mitzvah tomorrow. But sugar, the shaila is sugar is a davar yavish, and it's cooked. The sugar
That you get is cooked before.
There's two types of sugars. The sugar that you buy in the store is cooked, and so if you hold that it's a davar yavish and ein bishach davar yavish, so why do you have to make a kusheni? Why do you have to do all this? So the Alter Rebbe in the Siddur goes a little different than the Shulchan Aruch, and he holds that a davar yavish that's chayzev b'nimach, that melts and becomes liquid, because you can't eat the sugar stamazay. You have to. People don't eat sugar. I mean, people, even people that. There's some people that when they drink tea, they used to have little cubes of
put
sugar.
them in the mouth, but-
that they put it. So,
But that was not.
also they have to.
lettuce.
Also they have to melt it. The whole idea is you have to make it. You have to make it liquid.
Right.
They didn't swallow down
No.
a cube of sugar and then drink hot
it in the
water.
mouth and the water
So
melted it.
it's also you want to make it into liquid. That a davar yavish you make into liquid is considered a davar lach. That's how the chiddush. I'll show it tomorrow. That's how I prepared the siddur over here.
Only tea or
Huh?
coffee. Only coffee is the same thing.
Coffee. We'll talk about that. The mitzvah tomorrow. And
And tea leaves.
then tea leaves. And another shaila is that by davar gush is a filler klisheni is mavashal.
Like meat.
By
Yeah,
davar gush.
potatoes, a chunk.
So the question is, are you allowed to, if you have if you serve, let's say a hot piece of meat,
Oh, yeah.
okay? Could you pour ketchup on it? Okay, so we'll talk about. There's a lot of
It's
shilas.
already into a tashni, but it's still holding it to the gush. Yeah.